name is Elaine Pascal, and my story from this anthology is called Eye of the Needle. It is about two friends who are writers, and they make a pilgrimage to visit the home of the famous author G.L. Bleakship, and really strange things begin to happen after this visit. So I'm reading an excerpt that will begin after their visit. As Emma sat at her desk, making minimal advancements on the season 3 screenplay for Scrying Stories, Rachel texted her. Finally posted the pics from our vacation. Need to make the haters jealous. Emma wished Rachel selected another word. Haters made her stomach drop. She worried she acquired enemies along with her successes. Emma needed quiet while writing. She silenced her phone and laptop and tried to force herself into her creative zone. She would later wish she blasted something from any available speaker to cover the phantom sounds that assaulted her. As a writer, she put great importance into words, and assault was le mot juste. Barks and screams had followed screams and barks. When she looked out the window, Emma saw nothing. No person, no dog, no squirrel, no fast food wrappers blowing in the breeze, nothing. She did the one thing she always scolded the scream queens in movies for doing. She grabbed a flashlight and went outside to investigate. She was met with more nothing, and once she blamed it all on her imagination, she went back inside. Her imagination replied, "It wasn't me." The barking was louder, and now it came from inside her house. She moved from room to room, never narrowing in on the source of the sound. When the noise finally died down, she took to her bed, too tired to write. She was angry. She had deadlines, and she wasted time looking for a spectral dog. She yanked back the covers and saw her swatch of cross-stitched canvas. The same swatch, the image more defined. She squinted and turned the swatch in her hands. She recognized the lawn with the beginning of a dark shadow in the center. Emma knew she'd seen the image before. Her phone startled her from her thoughts, adding another layer of bewilderment. Emma remembered shutting off all notifications. "Did you see the beep happening on Facebook right now?" Rachel asked breathlessly. "No, I've been busy. I've been trying to write." "Oh, am I disturbing you?" Emma could hear a dog barking in the background as Rachel spoke. Only Rachel didn't have a dog. "What's that?" Rachel made a slight humming sound before answering. "TV. I'm watching Tarot Tales. It's really good, an anthology series done right." When Emma didn't respond, Rachel continued. "It's like Scrying Stories, only more unique, I guess." Emma felt the psychic bullet wound intended with that description. "They're going to do a Bleakship-inspired Halloween episode. I'm going to write a review of it for the newsletter. Got to start somewhere." "Start?" Emma asked, confused. She noted the performative innocence in Rachel's voice. "Didn't I mention? I'm switching to analysis, to critique. Since no one seems to want my fiction, I figured I'd go the opposite route." Emma could almost hear a grin breaking on Rachel's face. "Who knows? One day I might find myself writing about you." Emma made a Zoom meeting with her friend Gabe, an introverted academic who only responded to requests for meetings of a half hour or less. Gabe declined membership to the Bleakship Society, did not attend conventions, and questioned awarding Bleakship the title of father of the contemporary horror genre. Unfortunately for Gabe, his advisor in his PhD program was a part of the society and swayed Gabe to focus his dissertation project on the writer. Gabe's expertise, combined with his lack of bias, persuaded Emma to reach out. Not one for small talk, Gabe immediately began sharing his screen and scrolling through his files of Bleakship information. "Wait, what's that?" Emma got him to pause on an old photo of Bleakship and his wife. She sat, holding a half-finished embroidery, and he stood behind her, a pipe in one hand, the other possessively placed on her shoulder. Both stared blankly at the camera. "Based on body language alone, they don't seem to like each other," Emma noted. Thank goodness they had hobbies. "Including Satanism." Emma paused. She wondered if she heard him correctly. She attributed her uneasiness in Bleak Ship's home to her guilty conscience, not to anything diabolic. I didn't know that. You put far too much effort into ignoring the man. From anyone else, this would sound sarcastic, but Gabe lacked guile. Let's back up a bit. So those old-timey people were Satanists? If you prefer that label, yeah. They were involved with some dark energies. We know little of his wife's intentions, but Bleak Ship wanted power. Allegedly, he made deals, sacrifices in exchange for fame and wealth. Sacrifices. Emma recalled Rachel smugly interpreting the end of Eye of the Needle. Like animals? You're a horror writer. Use your imagination. Emma wanted nothing more than to ignore that advice. Her imagination was already spinning out of control. Her mind rifled through the photos in the Bleak Ship house. She remembered his weird hand gesture, his taste for discomfort, his smug self-satisfaction. The accusations seemed plausible. I would go as far as to blame him for his wife's death. The story, Eye of the Needle, is his confession. Gabe looked directly into his camera, direct eye contact. They have to do that, Who? Do what? The Satanists. They have to announce the sacrifices they made. They have to hide in plain sight. So that's how Big Red gets his kicks? I don't know. I just know that after the deal is sealed, it has to be spoken, or in this case, written about. So that's why Eye of the Needle took off. Other authors of his era died penniless, but because he killed his wife, sacrificed. Same difference. Because of this pact, his career took off, and he went on to marry a much younger and prettier woman. And this is common knowledge. Gabe seemed to be weighing his words carefully. It's obviously not something that's been verified. It's not like Bleak Ship himself announced an affiliation with demonic forces. So that makes it a rumor, a popular one at that. And yet these lunatics in the society put him up on a pedestal. Gabe's face took on a serious expression. Think about that, Emma. Really think about what it is they're trying to emulate. Emma needed time to absorb this information. She said goodbye to Gabe and logged out of the meeting, which routed her to the Google landing page. Emma rubbed her eyes to make sure she wasn't seeing things. The small customized account button at the top of the page used to house her picture. Now it contained an embroidered image of her. And that's where I'll stop. Thank you so much. If you would like to hear the ending, please make sure to purchase the anthology on Amazon.